Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Hey, sounds like Terence Crawford is saying, I owe you, bro. You made me rich. And Errol Spence is saying, hell yeah, hell yeah. Let me tell you something. Something is going on, people. That's why I'm telling y'all about the secret societies in full effect. Who would have guessed that we'd be dealing with Tim Tszyu against Keith Thurman? Who would have thought that? Tim Tszyu against Keith Thurman to headline a March 30th card on Prime Video. It's all over the internet, man. Internet gone crazy. Because everybody was sitting here, if you go by Crawford, and him out here playing games on Twitter and leading us to believe that he's not fighting Spence, that he's going on vacation. You know, you got these boxing analysts. I'm not talking about content creators like myself. These boxing analysts, the Coppingers, the Dan Raphaels, suggesting that Crawford and Tim Tszyu are going to be next. Erickson Lubin drops out of the negotiations for Tim Tszyu. And it's like, it's got to be Crawford. WBO still has that title at 147. He ain't fighting Spence because Spence ain't ready. He going to bubble up and fight Tszyu. That's the fight we want to see. That's a big fight, big money fight, blah, blah, blah. And then you find out Keith one-time Thurman. It's like, how the hell did that materialize? But you know what I will say is, when it comes to Terence Crawford, I truly believe this is what we're seeing. Is there's some loyalty there. There's some loyalty there between Crawford and Spence. And I'm going to say this again. Just like the two of them came together and had a conversation to ensure that they were able to make that undisputed showdown, I truly believe, because they have each other's numbers, that they've been talking. And the conversation was more like, hey, look, I got some things to get right. And I truly believe Crawford's like, no, get yourself together, man. You gave me an opportunity, and we're going to wait. And we're going to have the rematch. Because it seemed that, you know, the people with a little bit of sense had said to themselves, you know what, Errol Spence, let's guide you away from this rematch. Terence Crawford, let's take you another direction. It seems to have lost some interest as far as a rematch from fans. Not so sure the money the two of them would be there. It's no longer for undisputed, so Errol Spence's desire to become undisputed at 147, that's out the window. Sounds like the weight is not going to be at 147. So again, Spence and Crawford in that rematch, I just was of the opinion that it wasn't going to happen. And when I did my due diligence and I looked at several sources that I feel are the most reliable. I mean, hell, they're not the fly on the wall. They're not members of the secret society, so you would never get the what's that called? The something solution. This is the we used to say that shit all the time. Man, what the hell was I about to say just now? Man, we used to say it all the time at work. This is the something solution. But bottom line is, I'm not gonna have anything factual for you, right? What the hell did we used to say? The something solution. This is the 50% solution, 80% solution. I don't know. But as a planning factor, I think with just what we know, I think the best planning factor right now is Spence and Crawford rematch. Because there's nothing for Crawford to do. Canelo doesn't want to fight him. Spence is getting healthy. So now you look at Tszyu and Thurman, it just, nothing makes sense. But the word that I'm hearing, and I don't believe this shit, something about the WBO not being okay with Crawford bubbling up and fighting Tim Tszyu for the WBO strap. Crawford jumping to 154 to do it. So that's just, a friend of mine hit me up and we were trying to figure it out, and it makes you wonder. Maybe the WBO shut it down and said, no, Crawford, you're not going to come up and fight Tim Tszyu for whatever reason. Maybe, Crawford is being loyal to Spence, like, you made me super rich, I owe you that, to just wait until you're ready. Maybe Al Heyman has other plans, who knows? So I just wanted to bring that to you, you know what I'm saying? But what I will tell you is, on March 30th, it looks like, you know, Keith Thurman is back. And what are your chances of giving Keith Thurman to win that fight against Tim Tszyu? You know, I'll save this for another video. But what I will tell you is, Tim Tszyu is a damn bull, man. That man is an Australian bull. He's not coming in there. He's going to hit Keith Thurman with the Australian bing bing. And Keith Thurman, I just don't know what he has left. But if Keith Thurman has anything left in him, it shouldn't be an easy fight for Tim Tszyu. But I gotta favor the Australian Tim Tszyu to put the Aussie bing bing on Keith Thurman. Tim Tszyu just got the confidence and got the momentum going. He's an Australian typhoon. You know what I'm saying? That man is coming with you, and you're getting caught up in that shit. You are in trouble. But we'll see, because if Keith Thurman still has any movement left, he can make it interesting for Tim Tszyu, who comes straight at you. He cuts the ring off pretty well, works behind his jab, but Tszyu's looking to just throw bombs and hurt you. And he's huge at 154. I think Tim Tszyu walks around about 292 pounds. Something like that. So for Thurman to bubble up in weight with Tim Tszyu, he naturally has to come down, and then he gets to rehydrate. Just makes you wonder how that fight's going to go when Keith Thurman tries to put the one time on him and Tim Tszyu puts the Australian bing bing on him. I guess we'll find out. With that being said, Crawford and Spence, it looks like they're both going to sit there and just keep looking out for each other. And then once the rematch happens, they'll probably go separate ways. But that's kind of how I see it. But I guess more to come, right? Y'all keep cool in the breeze.